Welcome to the Clear Skin Podcast. I'm your host, Delia Taylor, with co-founders Nikki and Amelia, aka the Acne Slayers, here from Clear Skin Solutions Med Spa in Ardmore, Oklahoma. Whether you're dealing with persistent acne or simply looking for ways to maintain a clear complexion, we've got you covered. So hit the follow button and get ready to discover acne-safe anti-aging tips for clear, radiant skin for life. Welcome back to another episode of the Clear Skin Podcast, where we dive deep into all things skincare. And I'm your host, Delia, and today we are exploring a topic that has been generating a lot of buzz lately. And we want to talk about the regulation of acne-safe claims in the skincare industry. And so I've got our beautiful ladies here from Clear Skin Solutions, Nikki and Amelia. Hi, ladies.
Hello.
Hello. So I'd like to take a moment to address a term that many of us have undoubtedly come across in the skincare world, and we're talking about acne-safe and non-comedogenic claims. And so often these phrases can catch consumers' attention when shopping for skincare products, because we're all looking for acne-safe solutions, especially when we're breaking out. We want to get rid of that acne. So can we shed a little bit of light on what these terms mean and why they should influence purchasing decisions?
Of course. Acne safe and non-comedogenic are common claims made by skincare brands to indicate that their products are not created to break one out. The intention behind these claims is to reassure consumers, especially those who are acne prone or sensitive, they have sensitive skin, that the products won't exacerbate their skin conditions. However, these terms are not regulated, which means that, before I was educated about pore cloggers and acne and the dysfunction of the pore, I would have recommended products that was not safe. I would have thought that I knew what I was doing, right? Because I had the education, I had the training, I've been to aesthetic school. And then when somebody broke out, I'd just get completely confused. So these people are making claims, but they don't have the training or the education and the ingredient knowledge,
right,
for this to be true.
And I would imagine that the reliability across different brands is probably very, very different as well. So you're not going to get the same consistency from one company to another. So what does that mean in terms of like these claims? Are they just marketing tactics and not necessarily backed by science? I know we talk a lot about, a lot of our ingredients we are backed by science and we know what's in our products. So what's the deal?
I think some of it is marketing ploys. And I think that we do use marketing terminology so that we can sell certain things to a certain group of people.
Yeah.
And we do know that advertising and marketing is a huge business. But on the other side of that, I don't think it's always maybe like an intentional thing. I think regulatory oversight and just maybe not understanding exactly what those ingredients mean. Maybe one company is going to think that olive oil is safe to put in their products, but we know now that olive oil is a pore clogger. And so they're going to label their brand as being non-comedogenic. And maybe some products are genuinely formulated to be non-comedogenic, and maybe they are acne specialists and they do, have the oversight and everything, the knowledge that they need to look into those things. But we're finding a lot of the times that it's just not the case. Even companies that advertised to be acne safe and they're known for that have products with irritants and pore cloggers in them, and maybe they just don't understand.
Wow. So Nikki, as far as your ingredients, as far as your education goes with ingredient knowledge, can you share a little bit about why you have some of that knowledge and maybe some other people are still trying to figure it out? Some other
I'm always like, the biggest reason that I have the knowledge that I have is because I had horrible skin and I wanted to figure out how to not have horrible skin. And so that desire, that need to really educate myself about ingredients was the big one. Many people have heard this story before. I was on and I would call it like a teenage acne line, skincare line. And then I started aging. And so I needed those ingredients to help slow that aging process down, or at least reverse the premature aging that had happened from the products. And I started breaking out. So I started searching for a doctor, for nurses, for skin specialists, for formulators that were able to help me understand. So I searched the people that had the information I desperately wanted and needed, and how to put those ingredients together in a way that we could clear skin and reverse aging.
The specialist part is my favorite part, because I feel like that applies to so many things. Like, we don't go to a general doctor if we're dealing with, or I'm not going to take my son to, you know, an adult hospital when he's going to get better care at a pediatric hospital.
Absolutely.
When you're dealing with a specialist, they focus in the field that you're in. And so they know a lot about that specific, will you say niche?
Yes, niche.
Yeah. niche. Dog's not agreeing with that. So that's a great point. It's, you know, everybody has a different level of education, and it's, you know, for skin therapists and acne specialists, especially, like when we go to aesthetic school, you know, we learn what we need to learn to be able to get out and start our careers, but then we really have to, we just know the basics, right? And so we have to be able to understand that we need to maybe take some advanced education to really, you know, niche into that expertise area where you guys are. And I know, Nikki, what was happening as far as, like you said, that your acne products were aging you, and your aging products, or your anti-aging products, were causing you to break out, right? And so it was just it wasn't, the formulations weren't really working well together, right?
I talk about him a lot, but I'm so grateful for my husband, because he walked in the middle of me being on anti-aging skincare line, and he walked in and he was like, "What has happened to you?"
Because he broke out.
He actually walked in because I had a huge one right there in the middle of my forehead, and he said, "What do you have? Are you growing a third eye?"
No, I'm taking care of my aging.
Yeah, that's what I said to him. And he has a mind that he goes, "Well, why can't you do acne and aging at the same time? Like, that doesn't make sense." And I'm like, "Because you can't."
Because it goes back
formulas, the ingredients.
Right? So acne specialists for acne, they're only going to be specializing in acne, and then you get to the aging and they're specializing in the aging, but they're not considering the acne part. So you have two specialists, but it's not coming together.
Yeah,
right?
Yes. And so he said, "Well, why don't you figure out how to do that?" And I said, "I can't." And I stayed up all night long going, "No, there's got to be a way to have those same ingredients that I loved in the skincare line in an acne line, so that we can reverse premature aging and stop breaking out."
So why would you say that when it comes to choosing products, that it's safer to rely on the recommendations from an acne specialist rather than just picking something up over the counter, at drugstore or Walmart?
I would say there's two things, because when I would walk into the I have an experience. I reached out to a dear friend of mine that was an acne specialist, and I kept asking her, I kept trying to pick her brain. And she said, "Go do this skincare line." So I would go do the skincare line, but I didn't know what I was doing. And so I would put together a skin routine that wasn't right for my skin, because I didn't have knowledge of those ingredients.
Right.
And a skin specialist, an acne specialist, is going to be able to look at your skin at this time, and you've got to experience
in real time, right now,
how your skin is and what we want to do to move forward with what your goals are and where you want your skin to be. Because if I work on your skin how I think it should be, or how somebody I just saw should be, I'm going to put you on the wrong ingredients. And that's what happens when you walk into a store.
Right.
You just don't have the knowledge of what ingredients belong together to get you to where you want to be.
And where your skin is right now, because we know that your skin, we're trying to make a change. So we know your skin's going to change, and we know that it's going to need different things as you progress through. So it reduces the risk of causing more irritation to the skin, inflammation. You're working with somebody who can actually keep a close eye and monitor what's happening and reassess, right? So it sounds very reassuring as far as though, for those who are looking to improve their skincare routine. Working with an acne specialist and making sure that they're getting those right ingredients. And it also matters about like where they are in the ingredient deck, right? Like the kind of order of where they're placed as well. So if we've got ingredients that are supposed to be, helping to, resolve an issue, but they're way down on the ingredient deck, then they're not likely going to be enough to make any change, right? So we also want to talk about, we mentioned a little bit about ingredient substitution. Now, this really came up during COVID, right? We were running out of, labs were running out of ingredients. And so they were substituting ingredients due to shortages. Can you elaborate on the impact that it has on the skin when labs do that in skincare products?
And it's been happening a lot lately with products that we've loved for years, even since before COVID, right, that didn't change anything, in the midst of it, but are just now starting to. And one specifically that I can think of is a laundry detergent, and the bottling says new bottle, same formula. So you wouldn't even think that and we've been using it for years. So I might just go buy it and be like, oh, they've got a new bottle and it's the same formula. That's great. Unless I actually check the packaging on it, which that's what we do here. We check the packaging on literally everything every time we buy it. So, if you're getting it from us, that it's acne safe, it doesn't have pore cloggers, and it hasn't changed their formula to acquire them. So this specific product gained SLS. And if you had no idea, you would say nothing's changed and my skin is furious. I have acne, I have irritation, I might be getting rashes on my body. These like new introduction of something that I've completely cut out is like, wreaking havoc on my system, but I have no idea what it is, because everything's the same, nothing has changed.
Right.
And
we love this detergent so much that we have a social media ad that was going to come out in 2 weeks over this.
Yeah, we got to change it. We have to change it. And so I just want to kind of preface this a little bit with the laundry detergent. Laundry detergent is often an irritant to the skin. It's got SLS in it, which is the nice sudsing agent that we love. We love it in our shampoos and our cleansers. But it's a big irritant for the skin and the fragrance that is in laundry detergent. So during our acne programs, we and our pro-aging programs as well, we start eliminating certain things that are triggering irritation and breakouts on the skin, and laundry detergent is a big one. So I just wanted to kind of slide that in there and just say, this is why we're looking at laundry detergent. And as Amelia said, you may think that this one laundry detergent is free from, everything that's going to be harmful and irritating to the skin. And then they change the packaging. And like you said, they may have snuck something else in there that might be the same formula, but in whose eyes, right?
You're like, not my skin's.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. So, all right. So, I also know that wasn't there one of your makeup lines that you use?
And it's makeup we've used for years, 7 years. We've recommended to all of our acne products. I've loved it. They started dropping colors and they're like, we're getting a new formulation.
We're getting a new improved formula.
And we have a rep with them. So we're talking with her personally about what the new ingredient deck is going to be. She reassures us that they are an acne safe line. And then the makeup comes out, my favorite makeup, and it's got olive oil in it, which we found is a pore clogger and can be incredibly irritating. And this product that I've loved forever has changed their formula. I'm not sure if it's because they ran out of what they needed, but we definitely are not getting what we need from them anymore.
Getting what you need. Yeah. So, and I think that it's important to say that, you guys have your own skincare line and you're very involved with, kind of the process of it. And as far as like what's coming back into your clinic, you're checking and making sure that, the lab that you use isn't sneaking anything in there, but you also use different brands like your makeup brand. And you'll often tell your clients that, okay, the shampoo is great. And then they'll go and think that the whole line is great. So why is that, you can recommend a certain brand and then you can only use specific products?
I think it's just the way our minds work. I get excited that you said that I can use this makeup line, but there's one product in there that I can use, that specific one, or one of the Kenra hair products that we used to love. They had two things that were acne safe, right? And then somebody would come in and go, I bought Kenra. You told me Kenra is all good. I'm like, oh, no.
Like, it's not good about everything.
No, it's just our mind goes, she said Kenra's
She
good.
said, yeah, and all of it is going to be
All of it's fine.
And that's a little bit, it's concerning too, because we want to make sure that we're educating our clients as they leave the clinic. But again, there's just so many options out there that it's really, really, really important that we safeguard our skin. And so, Nikki, how can our clients really safeguard our skin and make sure that they aren't kind of falling into that, claim that everything's acne safe or non-comedogenic?
I think it's really important that the acne specialist is training their consumer, their client, that they are teaching them, don't, just because a product says that it's safe doesn't mean it stays safe, doesn't mean that they don't change the ingredients.
Right.
And on the flip side of that, we have like an 8-page list of pore cloggers that we send with our clients, but at the same time, it's just a lot of times easier for them to send it to us, and we check it for them.
This being an open resource, we had
Yes.
a woman send us like 12 products this morning for us to check, and the first thing we did when we saw them is started checking them and relaying the information. We're an open book about all of it, and we love to check, and that's what we do because we want to change your skin.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Great. Okay. Well, I think it's really, really important that, we remember that not to assume that all products are created equally. Not even some of the same brands are going to be acne safe. They might not be suitable for your skin. Just because, one worked well doesn't mean that another is going to. And always read the ingredient deck, or have an acne specialist, somebody that is well trained in this area that can help you, because skincare isn't a one size fits all approach. So what's going to work for somebody isn't going to work for somebody else. And when you work with a professional, can make a huge difference. And with you guys, you do a lot of hand holding in your programs, both virtually and in clinic programs, because we know how quickly the skin can change and how quickly it needs to have that professional guidance. So thank you very much, ladies, for all of your wealth of knowledge. Once again, when it comes to skin, you are my true tested and how do you say it? Tested and true skin specialists. And so for our listeners, if you have been caught up in the acne safe claims and still struggling to find the right skincare products for your skin, we reach out to us because we do offer, you don't have to live here in Ardmore, Oklahoma. You can reach out to us virtually. We've got both in-clinic and virtual skin programs. And we will connect you with one of our acne specialists, and they'll guide you every step of the way to clear, radiant skin. So watch your ingredient decks, and thank you so much, everybody, for listening. And we will see you again next time.